Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I would like to make a ministerial statement giving this Honourable Parliament an update in respect of the Help for Homes initiative. Madam Speaker, the Help for Homes initiative was launched by the Honourable Prime Minister on 9th of April in response to a resounding call by ordinary Fijians whose homes were completely demolished or partially demolished, or the roofs had been completely blown away. Madam Speaker, the extent of the damage was very vast. As has already been highlighted, we lost 44 lives, and it's estimated that nearly 40,000 homes, predominantly in the maritime and rural areas, deep rural areas, were damaged by this cyclone, which, Madam Speaker, many people tend to forget was in fact the second strongest storm recorded ever in the world, and in fact the strongest storm ever recorded in the Southern Hemisphere. Madam Speaker, to provide direct assistance and to build directly these homes for these people, notwithstanding the fact that there's no legal obligation to do so, would have in fact taken years. And given the fact that many of these homes, Madam Speaker, that were in the rural areas were built by people themselves in the first place, government, as a quick response, came up with the Help for Homes initiative. We have worked, as you know, Madam Speaker, together with the Fiji Institution of Engineers in the Adopt a School program. We also then used their services and asked for their assistance in respect of the Help for Homes initiative. And there were a number of key hardware supplies that were identified that were required to, in particular, for example, build homes or to repair the vast number of roofs that had been completely blown away or partially damaged. Of course, prior to that, we had also the NDMO team that had gone out through the various divisional commissioners and that also carried out assessments as much as possible within the very trying circumstances. Madam Speaker, once this initiative was worked out, we partnered with the Fiji Institution of Engineers. We also, Madam Speaker, worked together with the hardware companies to ensure that we had the delivery of these hardware materials as per the standards required. A number of hardware materials were identified, Madam Speaker, and I have the extensive list. You would have seen this published in the newspaper, which specifically highlights, for example, what type of timber is required, what type of electrical cabling is required, and what standard is required. And then consequently, expressions of interest were put out in the newspaper to get hardware companies to tell us what would be the maximum price they would charge for that. However, before I go into more detail, Madam Speaker, I would like to highlight a couple of passages from the Honourable Prime Minister's speech when he launched this initiative, in which he says, and I quote, "As you all know, I've travelled throughout the country for the past 7 weeks, listening to ordinary Fijians about what they need to get back on their feet. And the overwhelming request has been for resources they need to rebuild their homes. So today we are responding to those requests by announcing the new Help for Homes initiative. This initiative is intended to help Fijians repair their homes themselves by giving them access to building materials. This, ladies and gentlemen, is not a handout, it is a leg up. This initiative is designed to benefit affected Fijians who do not have the means to finance repairs on their own, households whose annual income falls under $50,000 a year. These households receive a prepaid electronic card like M-Pesa with a set amount on it and a PIN number to purchase the building materials from selected hardware outlets. The amount on the card will depend on the amount of damage to the people's homes, a $1,500 limit for partial roofing damage, $3,000 limit for serious roofing damage, and a $7,000 limit for almost or completely demolished houses. These individuals will not be restricted to purchasing from only one hardware. For example, the cost of timber may be cheaper at one outlet and the cost of corrugated tin may be cheaper at another company. The cards will guarantee Fijians the flexibility to take advantage of the competition between hardware outlets. We encourage everyone to be thrifty, maximize the funds you've been given, and be a smart shopper." Madam Speaker, the Honourable Prime Minister also went on to highlight that when these these cards are given, they'll also be given various literature and information regarding how to strap their homes and how to rebuild. And Madam Speaker, as we've seen, and this is an example of what was given out, it's in the vernacular languages also, tips to build back safer. It's in all the other two vernacular languages. It tells you how to strap, what to do when the roofing timber and the roofing iron is blown away, etc. And we had also similar booklets that were given as by way of information. Madam Speaker, once the expression of interest were called, we identified and various hardware companies had to meet minimum standards, for example, compliance with various tax regulations, FNPF compliance, etc., and the ability to supply. The task of disbursing these cards was given to the Ministry of Women, Children and Poverty Alleviation, given the fact that they are the welfare ministry through which we've given out various forms of welfare assistance. And they had their teams combined with some of the other ministries, and they started all over the affected islands, Madam Speaker. Or I should say the affected parts of Fiji, as identified as what we call the red zone by NDMO. Madam Speaker, to date, before I do that, we also created another category of people who were also given $1,500, and these were the people who were living on squatter land or vakavanua arrangements that they have. The other people received the $3,000, $1,500 and $7,000 as long as they were members of the landowning unit. They belonged to the Toka or Matangali, they would get the full amount as per the damage, or people who had leased lands or have indeed may have had freehold lands, which is very, very few. Madam Speaker, to date, we have, since 3 weeks, assisted a total of 22,083 homes. Madam Speaker, the funding for this has come through the redeployment of funds that was allocated for the 2016 budget. And to date, Madam Speaker, we have allocated $83 million. Madam Speaker, as I highlighted, the building codes had to be adhered to, or these diagrams where people were assisted. We also, as you know, Madam Speaker, this Honourable Parliament also approved a law that made it illegal for people to make false declarations. And the manner in which the system worked was that you had to make your declaration on a form. You had to say what you required, what was the extent of the damage of your home, and accordingly you were given a card. Madam Speaker, we also had another arrangement where people could also ask for reimbursements. Because as we had seen, after the Cyclone Winston, some people took the initiative where, in a couple of instances that I'm personally aware of, where we had visited, for example, in Ba, they had gone off to the employers and borrowed money from the employers to put the roof back on their homes. So people such as those and who earn less than $50,000 could also ask for a reimbursement of the monies that they had expended. In that respect, Madam Speaker, we have 454 applications. None of those monies have been paid out because this is a lot more rigorous test, because homes are actually physically visited. They need to provide the documentation to say that's exactly how much money they have spent. But in terms of the breakdown, we have 29 from the Eastern Division, 3 from Dakondrobe, 13 from Tabiuni, Naitasiri 13, Mba 56, Tavu 148, Ra 146, Latoka 40, and Tailevu 6. These are the number of applications for people who asked for reimbursements. Madam Speaker, we also have provided an opportunity for those people who live in the maritime islands to be able to also fall under this particular initiative. And we have had people, in particular in Suva, where the center was set up, where 509 homes have been assisted in Vanuambalavu, 2,562 homes have been assisted in Lomaiviti. I can read out some of the names of the villages in Vanuambalavu, there's quite a few of them, but if the members of the other side are interested, I can provide you this list. We also have a number of villages in the Lomaiviti group. They're close to about 24 villages. Madam Speaker, of course, the logistics of it, we simply cannot give them the card and expect them to cart their hardware to these islands. Government is also providing shipping, specified shipping services for them to be able to take their goods, but we obviously needed the volume. So I'm glad to announce also, Madam Speaker, that the hardware material delivery to Koro Island will be on this Saturday, 4th of June, by Patterson Shipping. Approximately 300 tons of building materials will be delivered. Delivery to Nairai, Batiki, Motoriki via government barge will depart from Suva on Wednesday, 8th of June. And delivery to the Asawa Group via government barge will depart from Lautoka on Wednesday, 8th of June. Vanumbalawu and Tavyuni schedules are to be fixed in the next few days in order for those people who have bought their hardware through this facility to be able to take their goods down to their respective islands in those areas. Madam Speaker, we have also had a number of selected one or two minor issues here and there. And of course, we had some people who were initially, some people were confused about what amount they needed to get. These were some of the teething issues we had in the beginning, but I'm glad to say, as the Minister for Social Welfare, or Poverty Alleviation, I should say, will testify that these matters were resolved very, very quickly. Madam Speaker, we've also had the finance audit team that carried out random checks, or if they were referred, certain applications were referred to them by the Ministry of Poverty Alleviation staff who felt that perhaps there may be something suspect. A number of audit checks, random checks were carried out. And Madam Speaker, we unfortunately have to also say that about 36 cases have been submitted to the police for criminal investigation, out of which we understand 11 people have been charged for providing false information. Of them, 4 are from Ba, 7 are from Tavua. We have, of course, about 4 from Ba and 7 from Tavua area. Madam Speaker, we understand another 3 from Tavua, their files will also be sent to the DPP's office. These prosecutions, Madam Speaker, are conducted by the DPP's office. Madam Speaker, we've had an overwhelming response to this initiative, which is unprecedented in the manner in which it has been delivered. And I have got a number of testimonials here, Madam Speaker, from ordinary Fijians who have been extremely appreciative of the fact that they have this access to this hardware materials that they would not otherwise have had access to, nor if they had actually waited for the construction of it, they would have had to wait for a few years, given the fact that the extent of the devastation was very vast and it extended across, right from the east to the west of Fiji. Madam Speaker, I just want to read a couple of them. There's a Mr. Satui who said, I'm a sugarcane farmer and I was raised up in this community. I've lived in my family house for years. It was fully destroyed during Cyclone Winston. After the cyclone, I had to stay with my neighbors for 3 days. Then we went on to build a temporary shelter by collecting a few damaged roofing irons that lay on the ground. The back of our minds, we prayed that somehow we'll be able to recover the things that we had lost. He said that rebuilding his family house would have only been a dream if it wasn't for government's assistance. We also have, for example, a number of other people giving their testimonials. We have Mr. Ratupeni. We thank the Prime Minister for his Help for Homes program. Most of the families in my village had received the e-card last week and had purchased the hardware materials to rebuild their homes. We are happy with the response from the government to assist rural villages that have been affected. Ms. Sami, I would like to thank the Fijian government for helping us rebuild our house and also for providing the food rations. I'm pleased that I received assistance of $3,000 to help me rebuild my family home, which was partially damaged in Cyclone Winston. I'm also assisted through the monthly social pension scheme. This government has recognized the welfare of the senior citizens in Fiji. There's a number of these people who have provided testimonies, Madam Speaker, but I would also like to show, and of course the members of the Parliament can see that, this is a full list of all the 24,000 people who have received assistance. It gives a breakdown of the district, the tikina, the first name, surname, residential address, their gender, and the amount of money that they have received. Madam Speaker, it was also very pleasing to know that a number of people have already started to build their homes and have already completed their homes. There has been an issue in some instances where there has been a delay in the time that the goods were ordered and the time that the good could be delivered. And this, of course, has been highlighted earlier on in the week in this Parliament, that there has in fact been a shortage of building supplies because of the huge demand for the reconstruction. Because we have to remember, it's not only the rural areas that were affected, there are also people in the urban areas and some of the other towns and centres that are also demanding for these goods and services. So, Madam Speaker, we are quite pleased with this initiative. We have had overwhelming response. We hope to now, following an assessment, there's still a couple of teams out from tomorrow. They'll complete by Saturday, and we expect that we'll be expending about $85 million. As I've said earlier on, Madam Speaker, that these funds were redeployed from the budgetary allocation that had already made for 2016, and we reprioritized. And some of the areas, for example, we knew that monies could not be expended. We've redeployed funds from those spending areas, including FRA. Madam Speaker, we hope to now, there's of course a lot of questions saying that when are we going to the other areas? Our main focus was to look at the red zone areas. Once we fulfill that, we carry out an assessment, and then we'll be making further announcements in respect for the Help for Homes initiative in terms of its extension to other areas. We'd like to take this opportunity, Madam Speaker, to also thank Vodafone that actually has provided these cards as part of their contribution and donation towards the cyclone Ministerial relief efforts. These cards obviously cost money, and we'd like to thank them for that. And the technology that they provided, for those who may not be aware, Madam Speaker, when people actually came to fill out the forms, they fill out the form on the spot. They had to bring a form of identification. At the same time, we had the elections office present. If people had lost, for example, their voter ID cards, they could get the ID cards reissued. Indeed, some people went and did fresh registration. And Madam Speaker, then once it was approved, they actually sat in front of the laptop, their photographs were taken, it was captured in the image, and then they were issued the card, and they had their own PIN number. So many people also were given an opportunity to try new technology which they had not used before. Some of these rural people had never had an ATM card, for example. They have never used a PIN number before. So they were given access to this new technology, which in itself was quite empowering for them, Madam Speaker. We'd also like to thank the hardware stores in respect of the provision. There's about 10 successful companies throughout Fiji that were given assistance. In some of the areas, Madam Speaker, I have to highlight where the assessments had been done, there were more people who were given assistance. For example, in Tavuni, there were more people, in fact, who had come along and said that their homes had been damaged, and of course, those checks were done and they were given those cards. So all in all, I'd like to thank everybody for their contribution to this initiative, Madam Speaker, and we were glad that government could step up and provide this assistance to ordinary Fijians, in particular in the maritime and the rural areas. Thank you very much.